Evening and welcome to StarLadder Season 4. Meet Your Makers versus Evo. We have got ourselves one match between these two teams, and before I go on, like I say every cast for StarLadder that I do, I am not an official caster. For official casts, you go to Owned TV where all the official casts for StarLadders are being done, so check that out if you wanna find that. So, let's see what we got so far, because we jumped ourselves into the match halfway through. As I believe if you have a Season 3 ticket, you can watch these games as well. And we have got the TA, the Jakiro, the Keeper of Light, and the Bounty Hunter all banned out so far, with the Marana being the first pickup for Evo together with the Shadow Demon. That is something that you don't see every day, the Marana pickup as one of the first ones. So I'm really interested to see that. She did get a buff, the cooldown on her arrow, or the damage on the arrow got a bit more, I believe. But the tweaks are not that big. And this is what I also like. They pick up the Wisp. And I think the reason that they do that is because you saw the Sven on the side of Meet Your Makers. Sven and Wisp make a great combination. And rather than banning him out at the next ban phase, they pick him up. And that's why Meet Your Makers doesn't have very much choice than to ban out those heroes that they find annoying together with the Wisp, like the Tiny, like the CEK. And yeah, there's no real surprise there. We have the Disruptor being banned out by Evo. That's of course a counter towards the Wisp. The Batrider and the Darkseer up on the side of Meet Your Makers. Both heroes that we've seen a lot lately. Even seen the Darkseer in the previous game as well. And the Leshrac, the ban out for Evo there. So for Meet Your Makers, they have got a solo lane, long lane sorted with a Darkseer. Batrider can be on the mid lane. Sven can be on a duo or tri-lane bottom. They still have a chance to go for a jungle hero if they really want to. But they don't really need to. They could go for a tri-lane there and shut someone down. With the Invoker being the last ban for Meet Your Makers, and the last ban from Evo now coming out. And let's see, Marana is a hero that we have seen multiple things from her. Like, we've seen her solo mid, we've seen her long lane, she has got an escape of course with her leap, and we've also seen her on tri and dual lane. So it's really... we really cannot say anything about a lane up. I do like if she is gonna be on a tri-lane, Wisp, Shadow Demon, Marana. What you can do is Shadow Demon can disrupt the target. There can be a guaranteed arrow from Marana to follow up if you time it properly. And even if you don't, then you will have the Wisp that can tether to the Marana. Marana leaps forward, gets an instant stun on the person that she leaps over, and we have a disconnect from the captain of Evo. So we might have some trouble there. Chen was the last ban out there for Evo, and nothing mentioned here about it, so we just gotta have to wait and see, I guess, for now. But yeah, I like it for Evo. I'm curious to see how it works out though. Like, it's a combination that we don't see every day. Let's see what Meet Your Makers wants to pick up. They're ticking into their bonus time. They can't pick up the Chen anymore. There is still the Enigma and the Enchantress in the pool. If they want to go for jungle hero, they could still go for that. They go for a Lina though. They can still go for jungle hero after that, but Lina Sven. At least you don't have a Leshrac Sven, which is basically the same kind of thing, in a way. But it is a secured follow-up stun on Sven's stun. That's the way it goes, and that's the way it works, and it works brilliantly. And if Lina has level 2 or 3, Sven level 2 or 3, that's a lot of burst damage coming out, and who's ever going to be against that? I hope for Evo there's not going to be a Wisp or a Shadow Demon against them, because that's going to be two heroes that will be very squishy against that. So right now, what hero is Evo going to place against that? Is it going to be a Beastmaster who is tanky enough to survive that combination? Should be tanky enough and get some solid farm with the Ancients? Is it gonna be a Windrunner that, you know, can Windrun herself away? If she doesn't get caught out, she will still get stunned, but then well, forward, I guess. Have some leeway perhaps, but it is very difficult to have just someone against this lane. Or are they gonna try to run a dual lane stronger than that? I'm not sure if they can though. Not sure with the heroes that they have, if they can do that still. I don't think so. Evo, in the meantime, by the way, their captain has reconnected, so they are thinking about their draft still again. And let's see what they're going to be picking up, or if they have set something. No, it's just a reconnect that we see. Okay, no chat going on. 10 seconds, and this is all the time they have left. Weaver being picked up. Wow. So, if you have a Weaver that's gonna... Weaver is a hero that can be on a long lane solo. Could definitely be there. Could be a good potential there, and staying alive there as well. But if he's gonna be able to get that much experience, he's not gonna be able to get any farm. Like, that's for sure. And Weaver is a hero that needs a lot of gold, so I'm not quite sure how this will work out for Evo. So far so now I definitely like Meteor Maker's lineup more. They pick up a Night Stalker, so this could mean that Batrider or Darkseer, both of them are able to go into the jungle and get farm there. But I like their lineup. They have aggression written all over it. Like Batrider, okay, they need level 6s first. Batrider has level 6, and then he has the last two. Night Stalker around level 6 or around 6 minutes. He has that nighttime, and we are gonna see them jumping all over the map. Talking about jumping all over the map, there is of course a Wisp on the opponent's side, but so far, I mean, I've not really seen a hero that could be combined with that all too securely. Let's see what the last pickup for Evo is going to be. This is all the time they have left. 5 seconds. They do not have any bonus time left. 2, 1. It is going to be a Sand King. Sand King Wisp combination is actually quite nice. Because also you can Burrow Strike to make sure that Feather Stun hits. He does need some levels though. I'm curious to see how they're going to be laning this, as I'm not entirely sure if they can win some lanes here from Meteor Makers. Maybe the lane that's solo long lane, but the rest of the lanes look so strong for Meteor Makers. So and Evo, I mean, they really need some farm up on their Weaver, otherwise Weaver is gonna be not having anything going for them. For him. Oh yeah. We have to of course put it to free camera. There we go. That's that. So let's see what we got here. As we got Wisp. Played by Blah Blah Foo. He'll be roaming mid so far. Interesting to see. Curious to see what he is actually going to be doing there. Audio is going to be long or short lane solo, probably still on the Weaver. We have Buck playing the Sand King. We've got Blueberry Ninja playing the Shadow Demon, and last but not least is Werne. Sorry, this almost looked like an M, but it's actually an R and an N. There is going to be a remake. That is a shame. Why? I guess the Meteor Makers has the wrong hero up on it, but we have a pause. There is a remake, okay. I guess Evo didn't want to have the remake, but we'll see how fast they are, because we have to actually check to see if they actually did that. So be right back. Game coming up shortly. Let's see if I can re-find the game in the time that this thing goes off. Okay, well I did find the game, but it's still loading. Well, it's loading for a long time actually. Go on. Anyway, what Evo has to do with their lineup is buy time. That's basically the word, buy time. They need time. If they don't have time, they don't have the game. Then Weaver will not be able to do anything. Mirana definitely needs some farm before she's able to be a bit useful in their game. By the way, in case you're wondering why it takes so long, it's of course because we have the 2 minutes delay inside the Dota TV, which we have to wait for. And that's over right now by the looks of it. Let's just switch to free camera already. There we go. And yeah, even if they have time, they have to shut their Sven down as well. I'm really curious to see how Evo is going to be doing this, because their lineup is so particular. As in, if I have to say who do you think is going to win based on the lineup, I would say Meteor Makers hands down. Like, no doubt about that. And we have got an all pick mode, of course, to make sure that everybody picks up the right hero this time, which I guess that was the problem there. Like, someone didn't pick up the hero that they needed, and then they had to have a remake. And the Batrider, the only one that we know right now, already picked up. But I guess the rest is also done. Just waiting 24 seconds. That's the way that that we have to do this. Yeah, and Meteor Makers, they have a lot of options for their lanes also. They could set Night Stalker mid, long lane Batrider or Darkseer, whichever is not going to be going to the jungle, and dual lane bottom for Sven and the Lina. They could even go tri-laning top. Would be difficult, but they could do it potentially. But yeah, I already spoke of who is playing what for Evo. Let's just do it quickly again. Blavafu on the Wisp, Blueberry Ninja on the Shadow Demon, Buck on the Sand King, Werner on the Mirana, and last but not least, it's Audio on the Weaver for Evo on the dire side. Let's take a look at the Radiant side, where we have Calculus on the Night Stalker, so that might indeed be the mid lane hero for Meteor Maker, as Calculus normally is mid. We'll have to see if that's actually going to be the case, though. We have got the Batrider moving towards the mid so far. Batrider, who's going to be played by the Nino. We're going to see Pimpalicious playing the Darkseer. With on the bottom lane, Koikva going to be playing the Sven. We're going to see Atsi on the Lina, and that is the whole lineup for Meteor Makers. As is this a support Sven? No, I don't think so. Gonna try to find out if they can find someone here. They won't, though. They won't. You do see Sand King standing around here. We have Mirana standing around there. And it looks like the Shadow Demon is actually going to be stacking and pulling inside the jungle. Get some farm by himself, leaving Weaver to take all the farm on the lane. Mirana, long lane, might not entirely be solo, but Sand King is maybe roaming around between mid lane. Yeah, mid lane goes to Sand King Wisp. This is unusual. This is very unusual, so I'm curious to see how it's going to be ending up for Evo there. I mean, it could work out if their lanes work out, because they're not as expected, I guess, for Meteor Makers. They're going to find out soon, though, especially since the Lina Illusions will be able to see that Sand King is moving towards the bottom lane together with the Mirana. I like that we see the Wisp in the mid lane, though. Means that he'll have his level 6 up very fast, that he'll be able to gank very fast. Having said that, though, if you look around the map, which hero is he going to be ganking? If he's going to be together with the Sand King or with the Mirana, I mean, you cannot really gank a Night Stalker, especially not when you are just level 6. It's about nighttime, so you cannot gank him in nighttime regardless. You cannot gank a Sven because he'll stun your face. You cannot gank a Lina because Sven will stun your face, and Lina will also, of course, stun if Sven gets harassed there, by the way. If he gets ganked on. Darkseer can surge himself away. Batrider can Firefly himself away. There's really not that easy pick-off targets on the side of the Radiant. So curious to see how it's gonna go. So it will be Lina farming here. It will be Mirana farming here versus Lina and the Sven. Sven will, of course, will be able to take the farm here. So you put up last to the nice to make sure that you see that one. And we're gonna have Darkseer on the top lane. Is going to be up against the Weaver. I mean, Weaver will not have any issues with farming here. He'll get his farm up nice and slow, or nice and fast, even nice and solidly, I should say, because the Iron Shell is not really bothering all too much, unless the creep wave is pushing in too much, and that will be the responsibility of the Shadow Demon. Of course, going to try to pull some creep waves towards the lanes, maybe. Oh, he has also got the ward for the Shadow Demon. I love it. I got different ones though, but this one is nice too. But yeah, the harassment is there, and that's gonna be first blood going to the bottom lane, and that is actually first blood for the Lina. That was the combination that we were waiting for. I should have waited on the bottom lane. I mean, that's the combination that they build around: stun, follow-up stun, Dragon's Breath, Dragon's Slave, sorry. Another stun, actually. Lina stun, follow-up again. This might be turning into more. That's already Sand King going down. Now Mirana leaping away. But that is the exact same combination as we saw in the previous one. And normally I don't miss first bloods, but that's beside the point. Thank you. Even though I missed bloods in the first game also, but that's, you know, if you want to watch the official cast, it's on Owned. You can check it out there. Poohoo to you.
That's not for the likes of you.
There's like I said during the drafts, official casts are all on Owned TV. Go check them out there. I'm doing this because I like it, not because, you know, you are so, well, important to me that I do it for you, because I do it for myself. I'm sorry. Thank you. Ooh, Darkseer not gonna be blocked in by his own illusions. That would be funny. But yeah, that combination that I said, I mean, it's gonna be happening. And it now happened twice already. I do think that now Evo knows that. Of course, they should have known that to begin with. But they should be a lot more safe than they were before. If they're gonna be safe enough, that remains to be seen. We still have a jungle hero on the side of Meteor Makers, with no jungle hero on the side of Evo, even though they do try it a bit with the Shadow Demon, who's still level 1 by the way. He's got 20 experience so far. Disruption again on the Darkseer, more harassment coming out there. Actually locks him in place! Creeps coming in there to help, and the illusions will disappear shortly. The Surge is already on there, and he cannot do anything anymore besides running away. Nice some harassment coming off from Evo. They will give Weaver free farm, but I mean really, there's like this window that we have to see right now. Like, Sven and Lina will be owning the game. Early game. So they will be owning until, well, what will we say, minute 15? Probably. Maybe around minute 15, 20. Then Weaver will have the best of it again with getting his farm up. But after minute 25, I would put it again in favor of the Sven. And that will mean that there's a very short window of opportunity for Evo to take their advantage if they cannot find it elsewhere, of course. They can maybe own the mid lane a bit more, on the top lane maybe a bit more. If they can shut down the Sven a couple of times, perhaps that will help out. We'll have to find out though. Wisp in the meantime, level 4, has got 15 for 6 last hits, with the Night Stalker 18 for 1. So last hit wise is going very even. Wisp, of course, one of those heroes that has a fairly secure last hitting animation, so it's fairly decent or easy to farm with him. As we have got the stun already going up, will still hit, but out of range. Burrow strike up on the Lina, right clicks to go, but that is all that they can do. And normal mana now up again on the Sven. Nice leap away. I don't think that she did that the first time that she died, but this time she was in time. And the mana up again on the Sven. Sentry ward being placed as well. Let's see who they're gonna find first. If it's Sand King, because if they now stun the Sand King, oh, they stun them both! Lina subs them both as well. Dragon Slave 1 down, and there will be 2 down. No Sandstorm for you, even if you tried. He did try, but 2 kills on the bottom lane. I mean, this lane is where all the kills are happening so far. And 3 of them actually went to the Lina so far. He is a happy camper for sure, as Miranda now comes back. Level 3 versus a level 6 Lina, a level 6 Sven. I would say this lane is won by Meteor Makers. I would even suggest maybe for the Sand King or the Lina to leave there, just to let at least one get experience still, while the other just tries to help out another lane to make sure that they get the advantage on the other lane for sure. But this is definitely not looking positive for Evo right now. We take a look at the mid lane for a second, as we have got Night Stalker getting arrested. It is level 6. It is now nighttime. There we go. So we will see him opening up his face. Unfortunately, the wings are still missing. 6-minute rune. Is he gonna get lucky? No, he is not. Okay, well that's a shame. It's gonna be Wiz that picks up the double damage rune. He is actually going to be going back to his lane now, because he is too low on HP. He needed that rune, didn't get it, so it's going to be continuing to farm. Actually use his mana for that. We'll probably be going back to base at some point, maybe after this wave, and then, of course, TP somewhere, get kills, because it's nighttime. And, you know, Night Stalkers need to get kills. As one thing that is probably a bit of a downside to me casting this from Dota TV, I don't really need to have delay on my stream, because the delay is already on Dota TV, which will mean that the what's this called? The chat is actually up to date, which means that I am more tempted to check it a bit more often, which I probably shouldn't do, because chat's not really a positive simulator, I don't know, to the cast at these times. But oh well, I'll try to refrain myself. So Night Stalker, he did pick up his HP again, didn't TP though, didn't have gold for it, still gonna be on the bottom lane. There's a ward though, they see him, they're still gonna try to get the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon is still level 3, level 7 on Evo. There comes Wisp as well, TPing in there. He's gonna be by himself only though, and it's gonna be the Darkseer that goes down. Nice tether to audio, as now Night Stalker on the run. Shadow Demon not the one to die. It was actually Sand King on the bottom lane that went down again. Weaver now taking a void, silence up again as well, and Wisp takes him home with him. No kill, and the Shadow Demon, well, it all began with him. He still goes down. Night Stalker still gets a kill out of that one, but probably not the encounter that he was hoping for, and now TP's back home. And Weaver not being able to be there in time again. If he was left there by... No, he would have died. That wouldn't be smart. Never mind. In the meantime, of course, Sand King still went down again on the bottom lane. And then Lina there getting the kill, not even using her ultimate for that. We know how that went. Like this. Look at that damage. Level 5 only versus level 7 Sven. Level 4 Stormhammer. It's painful. But one kill now on the side of Evo, as they did manage to pick up the Darkseer there, so that's at least something. As Darkseer picked up his soul ring as well and went back towards the top lane to stop that from going. He's by the way, did I introduce? Yeah, Pimpulicious is gonna be playing the Darkseer. There we go. I guess that's one that I missed. Shame on me. Did I miss him? I don't know. 1k gold up on the Weaver now. He is not farming fast enough, I would say. Or at least he is doing okay though. He's got 53 last hits, 8-minute times. Not ideal, I guess, and it's yeah. Well, it's not bad, that's for sure. But if you know what lineup they're up against, is it good enough? I doubt it. I doubt it. Night Stalker back inside the middle lane, taking farm. 500 gold in his inventory. You think he still wants to go for something, but he can't really find an opening somewhere. Maybe Mirana, but she has a leaf, of course. Have to be really careful there. Also, not to scare her away if they want to go for that as a gank. And to be fair, do they really need the Night Stalker to kill off the Lina? No. No. Sven can stun and then they can go. And Sven already picked up the power threads, picked up the brace, so it's gonna go for an drums probably, to make sure that he can chase a bit better. We have got Calculus lagging. That's not ideal at all. Try again. Should be fine. I hope for him that it's fine. Anyway, let's take a look here. Favor of Meteor Maker. Actually, considering the fact that there is 6 kills difference. Okay, and Mirana really. Yeah, that's just kills happening all over. And now there's actually Mirana ultimate still being used. Burrow Strike happening. Wisp TPing in as well. Calculus trying to get away from this. It's Sandking that sits himself inside a sandstorm. The Wisp spirits do not reach Calculus. It's still nighttime. He is still fast enough. The attack is not there from Audio as well. One more hit. No, it's not going to be enough. Gemini attack also not going to be enough, and he should be fine. Or is he? Here comes Shadow Demon. Takes a void. Takes the right clicks. He might be able to take someone with him. He's not going to do that though. He is on 8 HP. He will be staying alive. 2 kills for Evo. Still, of course, Mirana going down on the bottom lane because she does that. That's her thing, apparently. She's now died 3 times so far. But, top lane in favor of Evo right now. And Audio not dying, picked up a kill. So definitely making a step in the right direction. And we just saw the gold graph. It is still in favor of Meteor Makers, but not as much as you would expect with the amount of kills difference that there are. Experience graph shows it slightly better, but now with that drop back, that's of course getting kills on the side of Evo. As one thing has to be understood, kills that you do later on in the game will mean more. So that's why they are ahead in experience. Let's just put up net worth, because that's the one that's going to be counting most. As we have even with Sven being part of 6 kills so far, having 42 last hits, he is still below the Weaver, who's got 66 last hits, been part in 3 kills only. In regards to the 60, part in all of the kills so far that Evo did actually. But it is the net worth of Audio that is definitely pulling ahead of everybody else right now. Wisp being a close second. We have seen Wisp solo teleporting to things, and we'll maybe now take the Mirana with her. Ooh, they find the bed right. Last 2 on Mirana. Here comes a Wisp though. There will be a stun. Tether stun will it hit. No arrow misses as well. The Nino will be backing off there. Night Stalker coming in. Is going to be landing a silence up on the Shadow Demon and backs off afterwards again. Dragon Slave still hits on the Mirana, who goes for gets a Laguna Blade in the face as well. Now Night Stalker thinking about chasing and not going to do that anymore. Here comes Audio as well. Burrow Strike up on the Night Stalker. There's a Tether Stun as well. Flame Break trying to help out. Is it going to be enough though? Arrow will hit on the Sven, and Sven will be the first one to drop in this encounter so far. And now Calculus on the way out. Tether up, extra movement speed for Audio. Do they want to chase past the tower? No, they do not. 5 heroes there of Evo. Very fast reactions, making sure they were not losing a single hero there. And there was 4 heroes well, actually also 5 heroes of Meteor Maker rotating towards the mid lane. Very fast supports from both teams, but it was Evo that got ahead there, killed off the Sven. Disruption and Arrow, the combination that I said earlier, was there. Perfect combination, and Sand King or Wisp actually has a bottle, so we'll pick up the haste and we'll move towards the bottom lane where it looks like the Night Stalker lands a silence and not gonna go for it anymore. Support came in and Mirana will be backing off unless she can just stay there because there's an urn up on the Wisp. 1200 gold up on him. Let's see if Wisp can make a difference enough to turn the tides with the picks that they've done. I'm really curious to see how it's gonna go. It's like kind of awkward. Like I know the game is like only 12 minutes in. But with the lineup that Meteor Makers has, I kind of expected to know a bit more about the status of the game so far. But I still feel like Evo can still show us some things and make sure they get the better of this game. Nice soccer. Didn't pick up any items just yet. He's, like I said, 13 minutes in, he's got a bottle. He's died once also. The shield and boots. Let's see if we can find some more items. Oh, let's see where these two are gonna go. Top lane. Burrow strike. Pimpalicious. You're dead. Sand King picking up the kill. Alina coming in too late. And they will be TPing back towards the mid lane again. There they are. And there's the disruption up on the Night Stalker, who is still here. Burrow strike also on the Sand, the Soul Catcher, and the Spirits. That is 2 quick kills for Evo. And they are pulling ahead. They are, for sure. Gold graph going towards them right now. Experience graph not really yet towards them, but of course, well, now it is actually updating. But it is Evo that is taking the kills right now. And right now is when you would expect Sven and Lina to still be getting some kills. But Evo did the right thing, thinking, you know what? The laning phase where you dominated the bottom lane has taken long enough, and we're just gonna make sure like it ends, and we are gonna be going for kills right now. So, you know, you don't feel safe anywhere on the map anymore ever, making sure that you don't get as much farm as you might have wanted to. Even though, having said that, like I said, they do need to have the map control for the combination that they have. 20 seconds before they can go again, but they only have one ward up on the map. That's this one, and that's, of course, it's a cool ward, but it's not really ideal if you want to be going all over the map and try to get kills, or maybe also on the Sven. That's not really what you want to smoke up there for Meteor Makers, for Koikfa, and for Asi. Roaming towards Werner on the Mirana, who's going to be getting a stun in the face probably if she shows her face a bit too much. It's daytime again. Lina already out of the smoke. And here they go. Drum being activated. There's a stun. Still gonna hit, of course. Leap away. Not gonna be enough. And that's gonna be a kill. Laguna Blade ending it. And there comes Wisp. Burrow strike. Epicenter at sea. Goes down. Can they get him as well? I don't think so. 6 seconds. Not gonna be enough anymore. Weaver coming in as well. But that's gonna be too late. And actually, Sandking's gonna continue chasing while Wisp TP's out. Sandking's gonna continue on the bottom lane anyway. And Wisp back inside the mid lane. Up against the Calculus without wings, without nighttime. Being a bit sad in the mid lane for now. Wisp building towards a mechanism, has her double damage rune up, had it in for the previous kill as well. He's got 1400 gold in his inventory, can almost buy the rest of the mechanism if he wants to do that. And 50 seconds again before his ultimate is up once more before they can try to go for another kill. And this was, by the way, what you can do with the Sand King and a Wisp. You can just have your epicenter channeled, start it up, and then TP, and then, you know, just surprise your opponent with the epicenter that's already activated. That's the way it goes. Oh well. See? Distraction. Stupid chat. I'm actually gonna click it away. Bye people, I'm not seeing what you say anymore. Flame me all you want. Enjoy. So, 1700 gold up on the Sven. What does he want to buy? Normally we see BKBs and Mask of Madnesses on Svens, but that might not be the case this time. Lina! Stun hits Sand King. Nice. And Night Stalker gonna help out. Not gonna be able to do anything anymore. Mirana's ultimate helping out. There's a haste up on the Sand King. Wisp Stellar towards Eva. More movement speed for him. Still daytime. And that's gonna be a TP incoming for the Darkseer, making sure that nobody can follow that anymore. And if they did, they would have regretted it again. As still no towers down in this game, by the way. That's quite interesting to note. Even though neither of the teams don't really have... well, this is a big Iron Shell. Neither have... Oh, Blink in. And that is the last two up on the Sand King. Burrow strike away. Wisp actually... Okay, this is awkward. He TP'd from there to there. Okay. That Rider's still going down, and Wisp will be moving there again. Interesting. Anyway, that was probably a misclick. I hope for him it was. But yeah, Bad Rider still went down, and Shadow Demon picked up the kill. But yeah, both these teams don't really have a push-heavy lineup, I guess. As we have Wispy TP towards the bottom tower, and they will be chasing down this Sven. They will not be going inside that jungle, though, not with the TPs incoming for Meteor Makers. There is Calculus coming in as well as Etsy, and they don't know how fast they can get away from this one. The smoke is on for the extra movement speed as well. They want to get away. They will be able to get away, and they should be indeed fine. And maybe they're gonna find a new target though. Tier 1 tower still getting harassed. Shadow Demon doing what he can. We do have, of course, the Darkseer being around there, as well as the Bat Rider, but that's the first tower going down. Shadow Demon picking it up. Shadow Demon, who's been here as support, but got 2 kills, got a tower kill now as well. It's doing pretty nice for himself. And there is 15 seconds again until the ulti is up again on the Wisp. Now let's see what they're gonna be doing with that. Of course, we saw the Blink Dagger in action already up on the Bat Rider. Bat Rider, who has been doing okay gold-wise in regards to his team. But when we look at Evo, their Weaver and their Wisp are pulling so far ahead right now. Is it gonna be enough for Meteor Makers to have the stronger looking lineup? Let's put it that way. Calculus in the meantime gonna get a Raster, will be a Burst Strike up again shortly as well. 7 seconds for that is not even needed anymore, or is it? No, it's not. Wisp picking it up, or Earn Charge helping out. And Night Stalker goes down and Wisp gets TP'd back to where he came from. And TP out also from the Reaver towards the bottom lane to continue farming here. Level 12 now going for a Desolator. Interesting to note that he's not going to go for a Radiance, meaning that he wants to go for some aggression earlier on, and I don't blame him because that lineup is definitely looking in favor for that, as we do have the Deny there for the tower. Second tower to go down in the game, but the Deny going for Evo is the Siege Creep was not able to pick off that tower anymore. Mirana's ultimate being used. Why, we wonder? Why, we wonder? Because Mirana went down. Where did she go down? She was there. I jumped there, but then there was nothing there anymore because Mirana was already dead. No chance for her. Darkseer picking up the kill. Sven helping out. Night Stalker as well, and it looks like Shadow Demon, no chance for him either. And this time Sven will picking up the kill. Stuns, voids, silences. It's too much. 2 kills for Meteor Makers. And Sven, 2200 gold in his inventory. Already got an Ogre Club. So BKB very close around the corner. And now Wisp TPing somewhere. Top lane it is. They're gonna find the Night Stalker. Is it gonna be in time? The Epicenter is wasted! Wasted Epicenter. Now Burrow Strike hits on 2. Vacuum back in from the Darkseer though. Wisp will be last suit. Will be going down. And Sand King therefore left alone to his own devices. Let's see if the rest is gonna be able to get away from this one. They will not be having their tower anymore soon though. And the tier 1 tower drops. Darkseer picking up the kill for that. More gold for him. 1200 gold in his inventory. As we have 3k gold already up on the spend. They are now again pulling ahead. I mean, we saw Evo getting ahead with those skills that the Wisp orchestrated, but the moment that Meteor Makers start fighting again as well, start being more aggressive as well, like this is the gold graph, it just spikes back up again, taking down the towers. Towers are in favor of Meteor Makers, even though one has been denied on the side of Evo. But the difference is clear, as well as of course the experience difference jumping up ahead. And that's gonna be Meteor Makers, like I said, pulling ahead in this game. Not really unexpected though. Nighttime come again. Let's see if they're gonna be able to find something. Night Stalker picked up an invisibility rune as well, moving towards the middle lane again. Sand King and Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon, of course, the more obvious target here. 1 silence there, but Wisp is around here as well. That would be very risky. He does pick up a level while standing there. Level 11, nice one for him. Does need some help though if he wants to go for this. We do have Bat Rider coming here as well towards the middle lane. Invisibility rune halfway there. More support incoming for the Dire side though, who did not see the sentry ward. And now they see him. Now they should see him. They will not be able to be in time though. Wisp getting last suit there. Silenced up. Right clicks to go. Bat Rider picking up the kill. And the sentry was to counter ward that one. But the moment they saw the Night Stalker there, they knew they had to back off. Nice. Picks up the ward. Time lapses away from that one. Not going to be getting killed today, or at least not this minute, because he's going back to the top lane to continue his farm. He did pick up his Desolator though, also picked up the Vitality booster. Is he going to be going for a heart? Could be, could definitely be. Tier 1 tower, last one standing on the side of Evo, will be dropping. Night Stalker picking up the kill. And the Night Stalker picked up an Ogre Club as well. Will it be a BKB? Actually quite nice item. I mean, if your only real threat is going to be the Sand King and the Wisp, apart from the right click damage from the Weaver. But for disable, Sand King, Wisp, arrows, BKB is the one thing that you can do. And now, I mean, there's no stun up on the Weaver. You can just, he'll just try to hit you, of course. Wisp TPing in the meantime, top lane, Burrow Strike, bottom lane rather. Night Stalker gets arrowed, and Mirana picks up the last hit. Mirana was leaping away, trying to get into safety from that Night Stalker. well, is in safety, but also stuck. But will be taken back home to the Wisps. Nice play there. They will also pick up the tier 1 tower, so only one tier 1 tower left standing on the side of Meteor Makers. I'm quite surprised that the lineup that Evo is showing so far is actually doing not bad for the lineup of Meteor Makers, as we of course know that if you look at lineups, I mean, you see the clear strategy that Meteor Makers has, the thing that we've seen work thousands of times, well maybe not thousands, but a lot of times. Did I mention yet that I love these wards? Yes, I did. I will do it again. I love those wards. The custom wards in general, that is. Because I got different ones, so of course I find my own wards better than his. That's the way it works. In the meantime, let's see what we can find out for item-wise. 1800 gold up on Alina. What is she buying? What she want to go for? She has got wards. She's got wards, but she's also got the magic wands. She's got the mana boots. Smoke up, Night Stalker, and Lina still invisible there. BKB already up on the Sven, as we already saw. 1800 gold in his inventory as well. Mechanism up on the Darkseer. And they're trying to roam around to the other team that's also smoked up, where we have Wisp and Mirana together with the Sand King and the Shadow Demon, trying to find some kills, trying to find some heroes. Not able to do so just yet. Actually, they found the Bat Rider. Are they gonna be able to get him? Just like well, Weaver got found in the dire jungle here. Lina's son as well, and that will be a kill. Unless the time lapse is in time, he is gonna be able to get away. Bat Rider wasn't so lucky though on the mid lane. Like 2 smoke gangs at exactly the same time, and now Mirana ulti is going to be helping out, getting audio away from that one. And do they want to try to go on this one? TPs are incoming, with TPing here as well though, and here they come. Epicenter as well, Burst Strike misses, they still get Calculus stunned, and they will be able to get him down as well. Weaver picking up the kill. 12 for 12 kills right now, and now TP out from the Sven, no disruption to try and stop him, nothing to try and stop him from TPing out. 1400 gold on the Sand King, who doesn't have a Blink Dagger just yet, but probably wants to buy one soon. I can't believe that time lapse actually hit. That was so borderline for that Weaver. 2900 gold in his inventory. He is indeed going to be going for a heart. I mean, he wants to be unkillable. Picked up the recipe for the heart already, so just needs the Reaver now. So you have 1900 gold up on Alina. Could actually be going for a Blink Dagger. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Blink in, but nobody there, so no lasso for the Nino on his Bat Rider, who is going to be building towards a 4-staff by the looks of it. Of course, something that you want to have as a Bat Rider. You want to be able to blink in, grab someone through your lasso, and then just 4-staff your way out together with your target that you have, together with your prize, so your team can kill off your catch, and then you have a fight that is in your favor because you're going to be outnumbering your opponent. Right now, I'm still a bit confused. Well, not confused. I'm a bit in doubt. Like, in theory, Sven, when given the same amount of farm as the Weaver got, I think Sven is going to be the harder carry than the Weaver. But Weaver definitely not doing bad. And look at the difference in net worth. It is still very even. Only 1k about-ish difference. There is a Crystallis now up on the Sven as well. It is going to be very dangerous for the Weaver to find him. But if Weaver has a heart, he is going to be very hard to take down. I know, pun intended. So that might be enough for Evo to do enough damage in the time that he is alive to take out all of the supports, because that's basically what it's going to be coming to. Who kills off the supports faster than the other team? As the tier 2 tower top is going to get harassed. TP's in as well as the Wisp TPing in as well. Will there be a Burrow Strike? Yes, there will be. It's going to be on Lina. Lina will go down there. She did buy something, the Blink Dagger indeed, in her inventory now, or in her stash, as we have Darkseer getting an arrow to the face. Will be going down as well. 2 kills going towards Evo. Who would have thought this when they saw the drops? I did not. And they're not done just yet. They want to go for the Night Stalker. Burrow Strike through, Soul Catcher on there as well, and the Sand King picking up the kill. And they're not done still. It's gonna be the Nino, gonna be taking a lot of damage from these spirits, gonna get stunned as well, and one more hit, and that is 4 down. The only one living there is the Sven, who was not the only one that wasn't really running to base. Meteor Makers, I really thought their lineup had it sorted, but Evo definitely making sure that their lineup does not look weak whatsoever. And they're going to get a tier 2 tower out of this as well. I mean, the tier 2 tower top still dropped. So it's still 1 tower in favor of Meteor Makers. But Evo making sure that they make their fights worthwhile. They are pulling you know, towards the 0 line again with the gold. I guess experience graph will show it a bit more clear. Yes, there it is. It's towards the 7k, towards the 6k rather, in experience, in favor of Evo, because like I said, later kills give more experience, and they got the later kills. And I'm gonna need some water, because otherwise my voice will not last the entire night, so I'm gonna drink something. There we go. And let's see, is there gonna be a gank being set up here? Shadow Demon thinks so. Arrow, not gonna hit. And now also we have Bat Rider incoming as well. And they see that, they have the board. It's about to disappear though, but they still see it. Not just the Bat Rider, also the Lina. Lina gets spotted still as well. And now Mirana knows that she has to pick off Flame Break. Not gonna hit her, TP out, it's gonna be successful. And Shadow Demon actually still standing around here, hiding. Gonna be finding the Lina again, placing a new ward, finds the Lina instantly. And is being, yeah, it's gonna TP out. I was gonna say, totally out of position there. As we have Burst Strike, Epicenter, Pimpalicious, you're dead. Killing spree for Bladafu, and it will be the tier 1 tower that was still standing going down. As I wasn't expecting to still have a tier 1 tower there. TP out again from the Wisp, of course, his relocate was there, but he didn't take the Sand King with him, that came here with him. So is now by himself again, as we do see Arrow not hitting up on the Bat Rider. Nice attempt though from the Mirana, really trying to make her arrows worthwhile. And of course with the cooldown reduced, it's a nice thing to do. Picked herself up a Yasha, has got herself a Ogre Club as well as the Belt of Strength. Should know what that makes, but oh well. Let's see. Weaver, hard yeah, that's what I always thought. Hard complete up on the Weaver. So this is a very hard to kill Weaver. But yeah, Manta style, at some point. Let's first get the Yasha. Sunshine Yasha actually for Mirana. That is something that you don't see every day. Normally you see Miranas go for Sunshine Yashas. But oh, not this time. Sorry, normally you see Miranas go for Manta Styles, not for Sunshine Yashas. Now she's going for Sunshine Yasha. Arrow hit on Roshan. She hit an arrow. Yay! And they will be able to take this down. No contesting whatsoever. There are no wards up for the Radiant time to scout this out. For the Radiant side to scout this out. And they will be able to just get it securely. There we go. Weaver picking up the Aegis as we see. In the meantime, Night Stalker just continuing his farm, now knowing that okay, they're coming my way. Let's just back off there. 5 euros off Evo on the bottom lane in the Rune. What am I saying? In the Radiant jungle. Okay, this is I guess lack of food, perhaps taking its toll, as we have got everybody of Evo pushing down tier 2 perhaps, if they can get it. At the same time, looks like Meteor Makers might want to force out TPs though towards the tier 3 tower. Sven taking the lead of the charge, and wants to make sure that they are indeed TPing rather than taking down a tier 2, but they of course want to do both. There is the overcharge up in there as well, of course. Weaver, very dangerous right now, and that is Sand King TPing out, first one to go there. Tier 2 tower will still drop. Wisp of course can TP his target top the moment he needs it, but the TP from the Sand King was actually enough to be secure in that one. There was just water in it. 3.1 King got upon this Weaver. What is he gonna buy? That is my question. Does he still want a Radiance? Does he want to go for something like an MKB or something? Does he want to go for a Lincoln still? Would be quite nice to have either of the two. And I actually think maybe a BKB in this case might be better. Because normally you have Weavers going for Lincolns, but Lincolns will be better still. Not get hit by that last two from the Bat Rider, not get hit by the stun from the Sven, and you can try to dodge the one from the Lina. No void, no silence, no nothing. Lincolns would be a nice touch on this Weaver. Level 18 right now. Let's take a look at the levels. Highest level on the game. No surprise there. Weaver, Wisp. What's this? Wisp? Hi Wisp. What did he do? Oh well. I like it. So if you're gonna have a pause versus your opponent, like in a competitive match, you usually say pause before you pause. So he paused and then went 1, 2, 3, pause. But if you type the 1, 2, 3 all on the same line and press enter at the same time, you don't really have the countdown. So that's funny. Anyway, we do have got, what was I saying? 3,600 gold there, and the levels. That's what I was gonna do. We see the highest and the lowest level up on Evo. Actually, let's take a look at the experience graph. It is in favor of Evo. They got later kills. That's the difference right there. With Wisp and Mirana and Sand King both doing okay, with only the Sven really high up on there for the Radiant team. The rest all very even, level 13 and level 12. That's actually a good thing that the levels are evenly spread out, but the difference is quite big. And Nightstalker now has his BKB complete. Was about time. Nightstalker who's died 6 times this game. So we have 17 kills on the side of Evo. 6 of them are his. That is painful. At the same time, you can say that, okay, you know what, since the kills are on him and not on the Sven, Sven is actually bigger than he might look when you look at the state of the game, and Sven is actually doing pretty okay. He's got his Daedalus complete, he's got his BKB, he could turn this around. He definitely could. It is a Sven. He has the potential. If he's gonna be able to beat out the Weaver as a carry, not sure. It's gonna be waiting and seeing to see if that's going to be able to happen for either side. We have got the Gem of Truth set up on Alina. Just to, well, a couple of reasons. One, counter ward, get map dominance back. They smoke up actually. Mirana's ultimate, Sand King, Sandstorm, Weaver. There's a lot of things that you can counter with that Gem of Truth side. And they will find these wards to begin with, but they see also the sentry ward, so they know that they're visible if someone looks at that exact spot in the map. But it is, yeah, they just walked through it. And they also couldn't attack it because then they knew, well, you reveal yourself a bit more. Oh well, let's see. First real 5-on-5 team fight. We haven't really had that yet. We have just had Evo picking off Meteor Maker's heroes because Meteor Maker's overextended or something like that. But we haven't really had a 5-on-5 team fight, and that's where Sven really comes to play. In the meantime, Weaver doesn't care about team fights, he just wants to take down the tower. Fortification goes off, arrow flies, oh, Calculus dodges, there's a stun, doesn't hit because the Shikushi was there. And that's 140 mana wasted on the Sven. Flame Break, try to do something, doesn't do anything though. Weaver being the ballsy one here. Of course, got his heart, he's got his time lapse, he is feeling really secure. Sven means in denying the tower, pops his god strength and his beacon. He wants to go get the Sand King. Nice vacuum in, look at that, it is a massacre and it is a team wipe. There's the Aegis, will be putting back up for audio there. He still has a time lapse, he needs to use it as well. The stun doesn't hit, there's a silence, cannot use time lapse, stun hit, and that is just the power of the Sven. Vacuum in, god strength, crits. A plenty Sven MVP for Meteor Makers, and now the kill score 17-17, and that is just so much damage going through. And they want results of this. They want towers. They want something. They only have one tier 2 tower left to take down. Maybe they can take a tier 3 if they are fast enough. Shadow Demon will be up again shortly. Sand King will be up again shortly. But the Weaver, he was down for more buyback actually from the Mirana. Is there going to be more buybacks? There could be maybe more buybacks. Sand King, Shadow Demon, and Weaver has a buyback as well if he wants to. I don't think he wants to use it though. He wants to save his gold. He has to. He does it as well, and there comes the epicenter. Blink. Only hits on creeps. Meteor Maker, Night bait out. And they need to wait again for the god strength. 8 seconds though. They could turn and burn soon. Arrow does hit on the Sven. If the Sven dies here, that is a major pickup for Evo, and now they can do the same thing to Meteor Makers. They can try to pick off maybe some damage to the tier 3 tower if they make it fast enough to the base of the opponent team. 65 seconds before he's up again. No buyback. Actually does have buyback, never mind. Arrow will not hit anything. Are they they're gonna try to force out the buyback, at least that one. When they get the buyback, that's all they care about. 4 staff up on the Wisp. Finally some 4 staffs again in some games. Sand King picking up an Ogre Club. We're gonna have Mirana, Sanji Yasha completed, got 1600 gold. They're not even gonna try to bait out that buyback. They're just gonna be backing off again. But that was just a glimpse. Well, it was the glimpse. It was just like a full frontal, I guess. Like a full frontal, but a very short period of time. Just example of what Meteor Makers can do with our lineup. So you have a Vacuum in, Sven stun instantly after, Lena stun after, Dragon Slave, fire over the top, and then pick off anybody that's still trying to get away with a silence, with a void, with a lasso, anything that you want. It's there. A lot of teamfight potential on the side of Meteor Makers. For Evo, that's a bit different. He doesn't have that many. They have got the Burst Strike Epicenter, that is nice, but other than that, it is mostly a single target DPS coming off from Evo. And even though, of course, I mean, Meteor Makers, all the heroes, apart from each other, are not that great teamfight heroes, but when you put them together, that is when the real fun starts. And now Sven, is he gonna be? I'm still hoping that he's gonna be picking up a Mask of Madness, because that is even gonna be increasing his attack speed by a lot if he gets a combination off again. He's got the gold for it now, but does he want it? That's the question. I don't think he does. Otherwise, he would have bought something already. But maybe he just want to save it for buyback and make sure that he has a buyback next time he goes down like that also. But we'll see him and just continue to farm for now. And farm he does very fast. Blink there, 4-staff Batrider, we already saw that one. 1700 gold on the Shadow Demon. Probably wants to go for a 4-staff, or at least that's what you would expect from a Shadow Demon. He's one of those heroes that 4-staffs in, disrupts his target, and then wait for his opponents to show up to take him down. But he could already buy a large chunk of that, but maybe he just wants to save for the buyback. Those are very important things for now. If Meteor Makers wins a team fight and they have the creep wave in their favor, they will need those buybacks. At the same time, the same goes the other way around. If Evo wins a team fight and the creep waves are in their favor, they will need buybacks on Meteor Makers as well. So we might see them being a bit hesitant to pick up some heroes. Apart from Arana, who's going all in anyway, picked up the Hyperstone. Let's see if she's gonna go for Maelstrom here as a tier 2 tower, last one standing in the game. He's gonna be shredded to pieces by Koikfile on his Sven, who's got 800 gold in his inventory already, and it's gonna be Illusion that's gonna be going on here. As we have a nice Sucker TPing and again towards the mid lane to continue farming there. Sand King was already waiting around the corner to try and get those nice Blink Burrow epicenters off, who is of course, and I think he's building towards a BKB. Probably gonna wait until he can buy the whole thing and just save for buybacks if he doesn't. But that will definitely help keeping him alive. I'm quite surprised to see that after such a massive fight, we still see 17-18 on the kills. The gold graph actually still in favor of Evo. Be it not that it does go up against slightly experienced graph, is in favor of Evo as well. As this was the fight they had where Meteor Makers got an entire team wipe, and then they took down some heroes again on the side of Meteor Makers and took it back. So nice ones there, as we see Night Stalker maybe getting in some trouble there, actually walking away in time, will be fine. 2500 gold up on him, as he was the one to pick up the Gem of True Sight now. We have got the Wisp, who picked up an ultimate, or probably was, it looks awkward when he's smoked. But he probably wants to go for a sheep stick to deal with that Sven, because they need it too. They definitely need it. 56, what does he want to go for? Really? If he's gonna be unkillable, dare I say Rapier? I don't think I want to say that. I don't think I want to see it on him. I think he's still, I mean, we saw him die, how fast he could die in the previous fight, even with that heart. But of course he wants and buyback and an item. Perhaps that's the case. Let's turn on the heating for a second. I have to lean back and get it. There we go. Otherwise it starts to get too cold here, and that's not fun for me at all. 1700 gold in the inventory of the Sven, 2800 gold in the Night Stalker's inventory. We see, I mean, I might as well have this one open, because maybe we're gonna see a fight again when everybody has buybacks, and then we'll see a fight over this guy that's gonna be up again shortly, as we already see counter wars being done by Meteor Maker. They now also see the nice ward that the Shadow Demon has, but they're not gonna be saying anything about that. That's a bit of a shame. Well, sad. Oh well. Arrow not gonna hit anything. Just to scout out. I mean, Roshan is gonna be the reason to fight. I mean, many countries and stuff fought wars over religion and borders. For Dota, they fight over Roshan and who gets to live forever, or at least, you know, extra life. The one up. But which is it gonna be? If we're going for a massive team fight in a clutch situation here, I will say Meteor Makers has the favor again, of course. But Evo can be surprised can be surprising coming out of the corner for Meteor Maker, and maybe if Meteor Maker goes in first, Evo would have the element of surprise and might be able to pick up some heroes. 5-on-5 head-on team fight though. Meteor Makers will be ahead there, for sure. Sand King bought something, because otherwise he would have had more. He picked up a BKB, so that's indeed that one complete. And now we see them rotating still around that Roshan pit. Radiant ward up there. No wards for the dire side, they all got countered. Ghost Scepter up on the Shadow Demon, able to help him stay alive. Shoot the Sven start bashing on his head. Of course, extra perceptible for the Lina though with her damage. Well, that is magical. Arrow hits. Do they want to go in on that one? If they do, there's a surprise waiting for them. They don't though. And there he goes, the Bed Rider. And there goes the Warcry as well. Silence up on the Sand King. Mirana's ultimate being used, and that's the Wisp already going down. Vacuum in, blink away. It will be the Shadow Demon that's alive so far, and now it is the Bed Rider that goes down. Wisp by his backs. Darkseer wall up, as we have got the Wisp back in play. Will be TPing again soon though, like 7 seconds until she's back, as we have got Calculus being locked in place. Cannot go anywhere. Will drop there. 2 heroes down on the side of Meteor Maker. Stun gets dodged by Buck there on the Sand King, and it will be the Lina that gets picked up on the side lanes. And how is this happening? Triple kill for Audio. It is Audio that picked up the Eagle Song. I cannot believe that happened. How did that not work out for Meteor Makers? They were the ones to initiate. They had the play. We've seen them do it before. I cannot believe that they had that happening. They used everything on the Wisp, I guess. Wisp bought back, but then after the Wisp went down, they weren't able to catch up anybody anymore. The stuns got dodged. There was the Sven was not in place to take down anything. He's got an Assault Cuirass, by the way. I mean, he wasn't about to die, I think, but I cannot believe that went so fast to the wrong way for Meteor Makers. But Evo, very nice play, proving that their Weaver is definitely so far out carrying the Sven. He picked up the Butterfly, picked up the Aegis. He is such a hard to kill hero right now. I mean, what do you want to do? Oh, you want to kill off the invisibility rune? That's fine. Yeah. By the way, yeah. Well, what does he pick up there? Boots of Travel. I was gonna say he still has the Tranquil Boots, but it's gonna be Boots of Travel in his inventory. Goes all in. Goes all in. Maybe trying to backdoor some towers if he gets the chance. He has the damage for it, I think. But yeah, Meteor Maker not pulling through in that fight, and it will give Evo more advantage. They got the Aegis, they got the Roshan, they got the gold, they got the experience, they got the kills also, and they only lost the Wisp and gave away the buyback for that. Well, you know, it's a Wisp. Better than that, it's a solo lane Wisp, a solo mid lane, so he does have the gold. He still has 2300 gold, so he is still fairly okay for a sheepstick, and it wasn't even needed in the previous fight. Will all be extra once he actually has it. And they're trying to look for something. They're gonna be finding the ward. Of course, they picked up the Night Stalker, so the ward dropped in his inventory. Actually, he picked up a new one. I mean the Gem of True Sight, of course. So they're gonna be counter warding everything there. There's only one ward left up on the map. That's this one. Wisp picked up the double damage rune. All of them are on the wrong side of the map if they're gonna try to find some heroes there. And they have placed their new wards again, as well. Some wards also got killed off again, with the Night Stalker, of course, being there to make sure that happened. And one got timed out, I guess. But 5 heroes here for Meteor Makers. Do they want to continue pushing? It's 44 minutes into the game. You would expect something more to be happening so far. It's not a very kill-heavy game, I guess. There have been a couple of nice team fights, but anything could still happen for sure. And the Void will kill off the creep. That's fun. TP out for the Night Stalker. As the push comes on the bottom lane. And there's more TPs there with Sven already mid lane to push that one out, but there's gonna be 5 heroes here for Evo, and they want blood. They've got Boots of Travel, so if Weaver dies, he does not have enough gold for a buyback yet, but he will have it once if he's not the first target to die. Let's put it that way. But if he indeed gets that, then well, if they are not gonna go for a fight. That's a shame. well, let me just say that a different time. Anyway, he's got tons of gold. He's not gonna be sad anytime soon. Smoke up for the rest of Evo, though, gonna come in from the side. Who are they gonna try to find? It is gonna be the Lena. Blinken, Burrow Strike, Lena, Arrow, hits as well. No chance of survival. Weaver picks up the kill. It is only a Lena, though, like only a support. They use the smoke for that. In the meantime, the top tower is still going to be pressured there. Batrider around there. Tier 3 is going to be the goal. But Lena buys back, actually, and that will mean that Evo will be backing out again and will be TPing to defend their own towers, to defend their own barracks. And, well, they got what they came for. A buyback for the Lena that had a blink dagger, was not fast enough to use it as soon as he saw the Sand King. Of course, Sand King came out of nowhere with that smoke up. And we do have, well, both of the teams actually hesitant to go in. We know what Evo wants to try and do. We saw that there. Pick someone off to force out either a buyback or a fight. Simple. For Meteor Makers, it's different. The last time they were the ones to initiate in the middle lane over Roshan, they lost that fight. Like, very convincingly also. Like, the only one that they could kill off was a Wisp. So they kind of do not want to be the ones to really initiate all that much unless they know for a fact that they have the advantage. So they're not going to be going to the tier 3 towers just yet, unless it is to force out the buybacks or force out buybacks or force out teleports when they know that their opponent is not standing there all 5 ready for them. And they just need to fight, need to farm rather. But Evo now also waiting again for the right opportunity to pick someone off. And for now, that's not going to happen anytime soon. For now, both teams are happy farming, and I am not happy that they are farming. Let's put it that way. Look at that net worth, though. 500 difference only. That is nothing. That is peanuts. Weaver and Sven going head to head, toe to toe. And that is going to be tricky. It's going to be a photo finish. If you would, we're scrolling in. Photo finish indeed, but I would like for the teams to be a bit more aggressive. 4,300 gold up on the Weaver, who definitely has buyback again. Gonna see if he can find some people. Only finds creeps though. Of course, these things give a bit of vision. We have all 5 heroes here for Meteor Makers. Defensive position assumed, and yeah, they are gonna try to maybe farm some elsewhere. But the state of the game is definitely Evo has got the map control, but it doesn't make Meteor Makers too afraid to farm. As you can see, they are farming. 1,600 gold up on the spend. What did he purchase? Aha! MKB. The thing that you need to have if you're up first, a Weaver, that you can see, so if you have some true sight versus that Shikushi. Butterfly is, of course, evasion, and if you make sure that you have an MKB, you can at least hit through that evasion and will be able to do the most of damage that you can. So good item choice there, as he almost has it complete, I would guess. And right now they smoked up, looking for a target, looking for a way in. There's going to be 4 heroes only here of Evo, but they are backing out again. And they are going to see the Sven here coming off from the side, so that's that one. And they are indeed, I mean, Sven is not going to go there by himself if he's not going to get supported. So this is the most obvious base that you can have. And Evo will, just not back for that. I hope you cannot hear that. Meantime, Mirana also getting some farm. She's got the Assault Crash. She's got the Sanjay Yasha. I mean, Mirana, we have seen her having a very tough time on the bottom lane. Now, come on, there you go. She had a very tough time on the bottom lane. She was killed off a lot there. And, I mean, not the best start you could hope for Mirana, even if with a dual lane. But she's trying to pick herself up. This is probably, I mean, if you look, I mean, you can't only compare the Sven to the Weaver, but you can also compare the rest of the heroes first. The rest of the heroes. So Mirana is a great carry slash semi carry for Evo, definitely. And if we look at Meteor Makers, yes, they have the Night Stalker, which is indeed a semi carry, though he is a bit more of the tanky kind. Damage wise, it is not that ideal. Batrider, same thing, and that is just Evo. Actually, I think that is the Evo pulling ahead there based on all the heroes. Though having said that, the supports, I mean, the Shadow Demon, the Sand King and the Wisp, is it gonna be enough? I don't know. this game could still go either way, and that's the MKB completely. Turns into drums for that one. But yeah, he needs to have a TP in his bag, so you never know what could come falling down. And they see the rune now with the Gem of Truth out on the Night Stalker. Courier being used for that. That's the counter word done right there. And Mirana's arrow, ooh, just out of range. Would have otherwise hit the Sven. Weaver continuing his farm, 2800 gold. Right, 2800 gold? What did he get that is actually not there? Aha! No, he didn't have that before actually, he's just got a BKB. I for a second thought I already had his BKB, that he bought a new one and just put the old one on the courier or something, because you cannot sell it. But no, he's got a BKB. No Lincolns. So still last two, danger for him. And both teams still happily waiting it out, waiting for the opponent team to make a mistake. That is the game right now. If your opponent's team makes a mistake, you're gonna act on that, and you're gonna be trying to take something in return for that. But if your opponent team doesn't do that, well then, you know, you might have some bad luck, as Roshan is up again in 1 minute. Smoke up for Evo. They feel confident, they want to do it. They feel like they can afford to lose the team fight, definitely with the lanes being pushed out in their favor right now. Mid lane, who is there? Hello, Pimpalicious. Are you gonna be the target here? They see him. They saw him. Surge away. Here comes a blink in. Burrow Strike still hits though. Weaver attacking Alina's son, not hitting. Being turned into a pig. That's not gonna be able to do enough. BKBs all around. This Sven trying to find the target, finds the Sand King, who goes down. What's his next target? Gonna get slowed down by the demonic first. There he is again. Nice setter, and they will be safe again. 1 kill only, or will it be more? Flame Break will still be there. Wisp getting harassed a lot. Gonna get an Urn Charge in his face, but that is an aggressive 4-star forward. Or was it his own? It was his own, but it will be enough for the Wisp to get away there as well. Should be enough for Evo to get away. As that was Illusion still only left there, and it was only 1-4-0. Maybe with this advantage, Meteor Makers can take it and can take the Roshan as a reward. It looks like they can. Buyback on the Sand King is not there. I don't think he has enough gold for that one, as he indeed does not. So Evo, I mean, you can think, like, you know what, I don't like that they're playing so defensive, and I personally don't like it, but I don't blame them for doing that. If you look at the game. And we just saw Evo, they were the ones to stop being passive. They were the ones to go in, and they lost the fight. Last fight that we saw before that one, Meteor Makers was the one to go in aggressive. Meteor Makers was the one to initiate the fight, and they lost that fight too. So every time the one person that initiates the fight is not the one that's going to be in favor, or at least not necessarily, depending on if their opponents make a mistake or not. And right now, everybody up again on Evo. Will they be able to get some damage down on the tower? Maybe they will be. Burrow Strike on the sideline hits, Lasso hits, it will be the Bad Rider that goes down, it will be the Sven that pops the Aegis. Laguna Blade hits, but there's a time lapse again. There's the Aegis. Will they be able to get it? BKB is not going to be there, or at least the Burrow Strike is not going to be there, and he will be able to get out, but there's the chase. Are they going to be able to get it? We hear the epicenter going off on the sidelines. Doesn't do anything. Arrow will not hit anything as well. Calculus on the way out. Will it be on Burrow Strike? Yes, it hits. Calculus. Gonna be the target. Gonna be not going down. Use the cheese. Gonna be staying alive for now. Lands a void in the Sand King. Wants to go for Sand King. Cannot get away. Can he get away? Might be able to get away. No, he will not. Night Stalker picking up the kill, and it's nighttime. Darkness is there, and he will be able to get away from that one. And now, Audio looking for more kills. Wisp is already being picked up. Looking for Pimpalicious. Maybe Lina is gonna be the target. One more hit. Will pick up Lina. Has got his BKB, now off again. There comes a disruption, helping out Vacuum in. Lasso up on Weaver. Time lapse is up again. If he wants to use it, cannot use it anymore, and goes down, bites back. Needs to be here again, and uses a time lapse to actually be there again. Be back in the fight with a time lapse, and that is a gem going down as the Shadow Demon goes down to the Sven. Sven being harassed away. Arrow hits Mirana from the side, and he gets a kill as well. Now Mirana in a lot of trouble, will be going down as well, as Calculus still alive for now. 100 HP, and it is Weaver that is the only one left alive on the team of Evo, and he will just be doing what they should be doing, defending their tier 3 tower. And that was a fight. And I guess for the next fight we have to wait for Roshan to be up again before we can do anything else, because this was a fight that was only initiated by Meteor Makers because they had got the Aegis and the cheese, that they used both. They got a lot of kills. They got on the team wipe in total of Evo, but Weaver buying back and then time-lapsing to where he was before he died. What a play by Audio. Definitely helping save his tier 3 tower. That is in an eye range, by the way, but of course he doesn't really want to use the Gem of Truth that being picked up by the courier that was dropped. Let's see, where are they going? Where are they going? Top lane. BKB popped. Calculus will be backing out. No damage done. At least no death done. Let's put it that way. And they will be back out again into safety as the Batrider is continuing his farm as well. 2300 gold. Let's take a look at the buyback statuses. We had the buyback from the Batrider, who was back inside that fight, and buyback from the Weaver as well. So that's the only two buybacks that they have to wait for. And of course Roshan. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. And what's Weaver going to be buying with this? I mean, he's got his he's got an inventory slot. He's got 4k gold. Maybe he wants to save for the Aegis, if he wants that. Perhaps. Could be. Would be a nice one to have. Level 25 upon him. As I mean, I can look at the experience graph one more last time, but this will be happening. It will be leveling out to 0 because everybody will start reaching level 25. So, cannot really see anything based on that. And the gold graph, though, bit more saying, bit more explicit, whatever, you know what I mean. And 2.5k gold in favor of Evo. That is nothing at all. That is not even a full item. And of course you can also imagine it's spread by 5 people. It is nothing. And we see Sven and Weaver still being toe to toe. 600 gold difference, and again, that's still nothing. And if you ask Weaver gonna get rapier, no, he is not. He's gonna get a deadlift. It's too risky though. Like, he still died there. He still has the potential to die. Hello, meteor makers. Flying in. They see him blink in. Lasso, Shadow Demon, Laguna Blade, stunned, and that's a kill. Gem of Crusade dropping again. Does he have a buyback? No, he does not. No buyback. So 4 on 5 for now. Meteor makers. This is their time. If they think so, they can do it. 4,800 goals. They have got some buybacks on some other people, so if they lose this fight, they will still be able to come back and buy back and make sure that they at least don't lose more than just their lives. And they will get the tier 3 tower. First tier 3 tower to go down the game. It's going to be Barracks next. Silence up on audio. Pops his BKB steal though. There's an arrow hidden on Sven from Miranda from the side. Sven also being turned into a piglet. Burst strike. Epicenter going through, but the BKBs are on. Sven still goes down though. Buyback from the Sven instantly. Bed right on the way out. And it will be more going down. No, not just yet. Well, that's Wisp going down. Still stuns. Sven being back inside this game. And it will be Weaver that drops there as well. Or will it not be? Doesn't have a time left. Has got 26 HP. Being chased out by the creeps. Will be able to stay alive. There comes more. No, not more. Sand King still goes down though. Night Stalker picks him up. Sand King buys back. Barracks still go down. And now Meteor Makers. Do they want to back off? Do they want to try to go for more? Do they want to try to go for the tier 3 on the top lane? Yes, they do. Yes, they can. Have 5 heroes here. And that's a burst strike in again. There's no epicenter this time though. Lena stun does hit on the Sven. Sven vacuum back in. Look at all the damage going through from Meteor Makers. And now Sand King has to back up. Laguna Blade hits on the Miranda. Miranda buys back though. Needs to be here to defend their Barracks. Audio doing what he can. He cannot buy back. His cooldown is still there. 36 seconds should he go down, but I don't think he's going to go down anytime soon. Blink away from the Batrider, but he leaves the Night Stalker by himself. Night Stalker will not go down just yet. One more hit needed. He's got 70 HP, and that's going to be a kill for that. As Darkseid is going to TP out of there. Should be fine. The gem drops on the floor, will be deleted by the Weaver, and that is going to be one lane of Rex down for Meteor Makers. They do lose a lot of heroes, they do use a lot of buybacks, but at the same time, Evo, I mean, look at that. Sand King bought back, died again. Mirana bought back, did not die again, lucky for her. And that was actually the only 2 buybacks being done by Evo, but they do get the Barracks, and they do get only 2 kills in return. I say 2, I mean 3, because he also got a buyback on the Sven, of course, but I say Meteor Makers in favor of that fight, because Evo, they cannot get anything in return for the end of that fight, like the end of the fight that they actually got out on top of. Otherwise, if they didn't, they would have lost more than that, but they cannot get anything in return for this. They can get the lanes, they can get some extra farm, they gain time. That's it. And of course time is important. You want to get that time to get more farm up, to get your buybacks ready again, to get your cooldowns up again. But is it gonna be enough? They need more than time. They need buildings, they need tier 3s, they need to get the lane back in favor on the mid lane, because this is now constantly a lane that they have to watch out for. And maybe they want to try to go aggressive. And the kills are still very even. Gold graph still very even. I can't say anything other than that. Everybody of Evo now in the middle lane. And I mean, Sand King is still in the mid lane, just very far back, but he's still in the mid lane. Blinks himself forward, wants to be there for the rest of his team. It doesn't look. I don't think they should be looking for a fight in the base of Meteor Makers right now, though. Like, it's gonna be Roshan again in 2.5 minutes, and they're looking to be smoking up there. There they go. Maybe they're gonna find someone in the Radiant jungle, but Meteor Makers, they know what they're up against. They might actually smoke themselves now. They popped their war cry, gonna try to find some people there. They don't have any wards up in the Radiant jungle, but they can, of course, estimate what their opponent is gonna be doing. Or can they not? They cannot, not yet. Look at Evo waiting to see if they can find someone, but they won't. They won't. Everybody of Meteor Makers not there. And I need more water to soothe my voice, because my voice is gonna get crushed otherwise. And Evo, smoke, unsuccessful. Arrow, unsuccessful. Though will it scout out him? Yes, it will. I think they scouted out Calculus there. But I think Calculus also saw that arrow coming in, so he now knows that they know that he's there. Roshan, 2 minutes. 1.5 even. Do they have another smoke? No, they have a Gem of True Sight though, and wards. All dropped to the Shadow Demon. Last time he went here by himself to ward and counter ward, he got picked off. And that started the pressure on the mid lane. That cost them the barracks. Is he gonna be making the same mistake again? Doesn't look like it for now. Mirana ultimate being used, Mirana getting away from the bottom lane, not sure what she was thinking about there. Sven and Night Stalker actually thinking, like, okay, you know what, this Mirana could never be here by herself, alone. So she has backup, so let's not go there. So actually that mistake worked out in favor of them. Invisibility rune gonna be picked up there, as the ward there gonna get killed off. Roshan up again in, well, 40 seconds, what is it, invisibility rune by the Night Stalker. The Iron Shell up as well, nice run to have. It looks like Evo gave up on the Roshan though, they moved back inside their base. And they are still leaving the Weaver to continue to farm 5,800 gold in his inventory. He's got a full inventory though, what can he... Well, actually no, the Daedalus can still be completed. 15 seconds for the Roshan. And of course Meteor Makers know that Roshan is going to be the next target for Evo, so they're going to wait until them to see that, to go for that, but they can't. Not now that they know that there's actually people there from Meteor Makers. Maybe invisibility rune already worn off, and now they have vision up on the high ground with the shadow poison on there. Arrow will come in, will hit on the Sven. This could be the chance for Evo to go in. Spirits is as well there. He's been turned into a piglet. He doesn't have anything to help him keep alive. Mechanism already being used. And that is the kill. And there's the buyback. And that's gonna be him coming back. But for now, his team is left without him. And that will cause the Dark Seer to go down. That will cause the rest to be extra careful. But here he is again. Sven, boots of traveling again. And it is the Night Stalker that goes down. Sand King drops. Wisp drops. 2-on-2 for now on either side. With the buybacks already happened. We have Sven trying to go for Mirana. Leap away though will not be enough. He will still go down as the Weaver goes down as well. No time left for you. And now buyback on the Mirana. Buyback on the Weaver. They need to do this if they don't want to be losing their Dire or Aegis, I should say. Roshan. And their base. Not to be forgotten. But that's the team wipe on the side of Evo. And that's the buyback from Sven being definitely worth it. He did go down the first one, but like the arrow started all off, but they were not able to capitalize on that one. Boots of travel helping out for the Sven. 2,100 gold still in his inventory, even after buying back. How are they going to be doing this? 3-on-2. That's the deal. 2 carries, the 2 semi-carries and carries for Evo versus the carry, the initiator, and the support. And they actually blink in. Are they going to be last? No, it's just forcing back. Roshan being soloed up by the Sven here, and there's nothing at all that Evo can now do. They're not going to be in time if they even do want to do something about it. Double damage rune definitely helping out. Cheese going to be picked up by the Lina. Aegis is going to be sticking around there, and that's going to be going towards the Batrider who just finished up beside the Vice. And the Sven thinks, you know what, I don't need an Aegis. If I die, I just buy back. I got plenty of gold anyway. But that's going to be the most action that we're going to see again. Well, actually, now that the Aegis is up again on Meteor Makers, we might see them going aggressive once more. And now that they also picked up the fight, that like the fight was initiated by Evo, won by Meteor Makers, and since they now have the confidence that they can win the fight even if Evo initiates, maybe they have the confidence to take down a fight when they have also the Aegis and the cheese in their inventory. But, one big but, they probably won't fight until the Sven has got his buyback ready again. It's just that. And when he does, then the Moran and the Weaver will have it almost also, and they are of course the one that are farming also, so they should have the gold for themselves again as well already. Though having said that, Weaver actually bought an MKB, sold his crit. He sold his Chrysalis. Ah, that's original. Smoke up for Evo. Knowing that they cannot take a fight outside of their base. Knowing that the buyback from Sven is on cooldown. But who are they gonna find? We see them moving in the Radiant Jungle. We have the vision, they don't. Mirana's ultimate trying to help out there. And they place a ward. Well, that's the reward for doing that, and they TP out again. Well, that's that. That is the smoke. Of course, that's one of the downsides for not having a barrack standing anymore. You cannot leave your base too long, because then the creeps wave will push in and then your tier 4 towers will get picked off like this one. 75 HP left on the tower. That's going to be one hit and that's dead. As a very big creep wave is pushing into the top lane. And this will be Meteor Maker thinking like 1.5 minutes for now. This should be enough to have the buyback ready up on Sven again. Actually, having said that, Sven doesn't even have the gold for that. Does not have the gold for the buyback. Do they still want to do this though? Blinken, yes they do want to do this. It's gonna be a lasso stun. Go Audio, you are dead. Or are you? Yes you are. One more hit and this Sand King that drops with him in one hot hit. And that's gonna be Wisp being turned into a pig that goes down as well. I do think this should be the last push that Meteor Makers needs to take care of the game in total. Like Evo cannot do anything. No more buybacks on the two main carries. Barracks drop. Are they gonna go for the tier 4s? They should. One tier 4 already dead. Second tier 4 dropping. Meteor Makers. Arrow still hits on the Sven, who's been a magnet to arrows, but the throne will drop. And it will be Meteor Makers that takes the win in this game versus Evo. StarLadder Season 4. Game number... I guess it was game number 3 or 4 for the whole season. New season started today. My name is Sheever, I'm a Ghost Gamers caster. As said at the start of the game, I'm not an official caster for StarLadder. For official cast, also for official English cast, you can check out on Own TV. It will be Villet, Casper and Epi for these games, so check those out. And thank you for watching me if you chose to watch the unofficial way. So thank you indeed. And actually, there was supposed to be a game for Pulse vs El Pride, like right now. But in half an hour there will also be a game for Ghost League with Pulse. So I'm gonna see which one of those two is gonna be going on, or if maybe Pulse versus El Pride already started. So we'll see that. Be right back. Stay tuned for more Dota 2 coming up.